Did you know that mixing two natural ingredients together could send your blood pressure soaring higher than either one alone? What we think is healing might actually be hurting us. Just last year, a groundbreaking study from the American Heart Association revealed something shocking. They found that nearly 47% of adults over 60 who use natural remedies are unknowingly combining ingredients that dangerously elevate their blood pressure. The researchers tracked over 3,000 seniors for 18 months, and what they discovered changed everything. We thought we knew about natural health. I have spent more than 3 decades working with seniors, studying how different herbs and spices affect our aging bodies. About 15 years ago, my own research team noticed something troubling. We were seeing patients whose blood pressure would spike mysteriously, even though they were doing everything their doctors recommended. When we dug deeper, we found the culprit. These good people were mixing natural ingredients that seemed harmless on their own, but together they created a perfect storm inside their bodies. Think about your own kitchen right now. How many times have you added a pinch of this and a dash of that to your tea or meal, believing you were doing something good for yourself? How often have you followed a natural remedy recipe from a friend or the internet without questioning whether those ingredients truly belong together? And here is the real question that keeps me up at night. What if the very things you are using to stay healthy are quietly working against you? Here is something most people do not realize. Our bodies after 60 do not process things the same way they did when we were younger. The liver slows down. The kidneys work harder. And certain combinations that might have been fine decades ago can now create serious problems. I want to share with you today 6 specific natural mixes that you must avoid if you want to keep your blood pressure in check. This information could save your life or the life of someone you love. So before we go any further, I want to ask you to subscribe to Healthy Life. We are building a community of wise folks who want to age with strength and dignity. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what I am about to share next will surprise you. Number 1. Licorice root and salt. Let me tell you about something that happens in kitchens across the country every single day. People reach for licorice root because they have heard it soothes the stomach or helps with coughs. Then they prepare their regular meals with salt, just like they always have. They have no idea they have just created a dangerous combination. Licorice root contains a compound called glycyrrhizin. This substance tells your kidneys to hold on to sodium and push out potassium. Now, your body needs a careful balance of these minerals to keep blood pressure steady. When you add extra salt on top of licorice root, you are flooding your system with sodium while draining away the potassium that keeps everything balanced. Think of your blood vessels like a garden hose. When too much sodium builds up in your bloodstream, it pulls water into your vessels. The pressure inside that hose goes up, just like when you turn the faucet higher. Your heart has to pump harder. Your vessel walls stretch and strain, and your blood pressure readings climb higher and higher. If you use licorice root for any reason, you must drastically cut back on salt in all your foods. Better yet, avoid adding salt altogether when licorice is in your system. Use herbs like oregano, thyme, or a squeeze of lemon to flavor your food instead. Give your body at least 3 days between your last dose of licorice and returning to normal salt intake. When you make this change, your kidneys can function the way they are meant to. Your potassium levels stay stable. Your blood vessels maintain their proper tone. And most importantly, your blood pressure stops climbing into dangerous territory. You will feel more energetic because your heart is not working overtime. Your ankles will be less swollen, and those headaches that you thought were just part of getting older might finally disappear. Number 2. Caffeine and cinnamon. A study published by Johns Hopkins University just 2 years ago tracked over 1,500 coffee drinkers who added cinnamon to their morning brew. The researchers found something alarming. Within 90 minutes of drinking cinnamon-spiced coffee, blood pressure readings jumped an average of 18 points systolic and 12 points diastolic. That is enough to push someone from pre-hypertension straight into hypertension territory. Most of us know that caffeine can raise blood pressure temporarily. That is no secret. But here is what catches people off guard. Cinnamon is not just a sweet spice sitting quietly in your cup. It contains compounds that stimulate your nervous system too. When you combine caffeine's jolt with cinnamon stimulation, you are hitting your cardiovascular system from two directions at once. Your adrenal glands release stress hormones, your heart rate increases, your blood vessels constrict, and suddenly, that comforting morning ritual becomes a recipe for cardiovascular stress. I have seen people develop heart palpitations, feel shaky and anxious, and experience blood pressure spikes that last for hours, all from this seemingly innocent combination. The solution does not mean you have to give up everything you enjoy. If you love cinnamon, use it in foods that do not contain caffeine. Sprinkle it on oatmeal, mix it into applesauce, or add it to decaffeinated herbal tea. If you cannot imagine life without your morning coffee, drink it plain or with just a splash of milk. Never combine the two, especially not first thing in the morning when your cortisol levels are already naturally elevated. When you separate these ingredients, your mornings become gentler on your heart. Your blood pressure stays more stable throughout the day. You avoid those mid-morning crashes that come from overstimulation, and you can still enjoy both flavors, just not together. Your body will thank you with steadier energy, better focus, and a cardiovascular system that is not constantly in overdrive. Number 3. Ginger and ginseng. Here is something that surprised even me when I first discovered it. Both ginger and ginseng have wonderful properties on their own. Ginger helps with nausea and inflammation. Ginseng supports energy and mental clarity. Separately, they are gifts from nature. But together, they become something your heart cannot handle, especially after 60. The problem lies in how both ingredients affect your circulation and heart rate. Ginger is a natural blood thinner. It improves circulation by making your blood flow more easily. Ginseng, on the other hand, stimulates your heart directly. It increases the force and speed of your heartbeat. When you combine them, you are thinning your blood, while simultaneously making your heart pump harder and faster through vessels that are suddenly carrying more volume. This combination can trigger heart palpitations that feel frightening. Your heart might skip beats, race unexpectedly, or pound so hard you can feel it in your ears. Some people describe it as their heart trying to jump out of their chest. These palpitations are not just uncomfortable. They can be dangerous, especially if you already have any underlying heart condition. The natural approach is to use these herbs separately and strategically. If you need ginger for an upset stomach or joint pain, use it alone. Wait at least 12 hours before taking any ginseng. If you rely on ginseng for energy, take it in the morning and avoid ginger entirely that day. Better yet, consider using only one at a time for a full week before switching to the other. When you respect these boundaries, both herbs can still serve you well without putting stress on your heart. Your circulation improves from ginger without the dangerous acceleration. Your energy increases from ginseng without the blood-thinning risk. You avoid those scary moments when your heart feels out of control, and you protect your cardiovascular system from unnecessary strain that could lead to more serious problems down the road. Number 4. Turmeric and green tea. Hollywood actress Gwyneth Paltrow once shared in an interview how she had been drinking turmeric-infused green tea every morning as part of her wellness routine. She talked about experiencing unusual jitters and an elevated heart rate that her doctor eventually traced back to this exact combination. Even someone with access to the best health advice can fall into this trap. Turmeric has become incredibly popular in recent years, and for good reason. It contains curcumin, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. Green tea is packed with antioxidants and has been used for centuries in Asian cultures. Both seem like perfect additions to a healthy lifestyle. So why do they cause problems together? Green tea contains caffeine and another stimulant called L-theanine. Turmeric stimulates metabolism and increases body heat. When you combine them, you are creating excessive stimulation throughout your entire system. Your metabolism revs up like an engine running too hot. Your blood pressure rises as your body tries to manage this heightened state. Your nervous system goes into overdrive. Some people feel this as anxiety or restlessness. Others notice their hands trembling or their heart racing. Many simply see their blood pressure readings creep higher week after week, never connecting it to their healthy morning drink. The cumulative effect over time can be significant, especially for those of us whose bodies no longer handle stimulation the way they once did. Drink your green tea in the morning if that is your habit, but save turmeric for a different time of day, perhaps mixed into a warm glass of milk in the evening or added to your dinner recipes. If you prefer taking turmeric supplements, take them at lunch, hours away from your tea. When you make this adjustment, you can still enjoy all the anti-inflammatory benefits of turmeric and all the antioxidant power of green tea. But your system stays calm and balanced. Your blood pressure remains steady. You avoid the jittery feeling that comes from overstimulation. And you can maintain both of these healthy habits without one undermining the other. Number 5. Clove and basil. This combination is less common than the others, but it shows up in certain recipes and natural remedy mixtures, especially around the holidays. Clove and basil together create a problem that directly affects your heart rhythm. And that should concern everyone, especially those of us over 60 whose hearts are already working hard enough. Clove contains eugenol, a compound that affects smooth muscle tissue, including the muscles in your heart and blood vessels. Basil contains compounds called phenols that also influence cardiovascular function. On their own, in normal amounts, they are generally safe. But when you combine them, especially in concentrated forms like oils or supplements, they can disrupt the electrical signals that keep your heart beating in a steady, reliable rhythm. An irregular heartbeat is not something to take lightly. Your heart might beat too fast, too slow, or skip beats entirely. This condition, called arrhythmia, can make you feel dizzy, weak, or short of breath. In serious cases, it can reduce the amount of oxygen-rich blood reaching your brain and other vital organs. For someone over 60, this becomes even more dangerous because our hearts are less resilient than they used to be. If you are making a dish with clove, leave basil out of it. If your recipe calls for fresh basil, skip the clove entirely. Never use essential oils of both together, and be cautious about supplement blends that might contain both ingredients. Always read labels carefully. When you keep these herbs separate, your heart rhythm stays stable and strong. Your cardiovascular system maintains its natural, steady pace. You avoid the frightening sensation of your heart misbehaving, and you can still enjoy the wonderful flavors and benefits both herbs offer, just not at the same time. Your heart will beat with the reliable rhythm it was meant to have. Number 6. Apple cider vinegar and black tea. This final combination might surprise you because both apple cider vinegar and black tea are often praised for their health benefits. People drink apple cider vinegar for digestion and weight management. Black tea provides energy and mental alertness, but together they create a dehydration risk that directly impacts blood pressure in ways most people never consider. Here is the science behind it. Apple cider vinegar is highly acidic and acts as a diuretic, meaning it makes you urinate more frequently. Black tea also has diuretic properties because of its caffeine content. When you combine them, you are doubling down on fluid loss. Your body starts shedding water faster than you can replace it. Dehydration might not sound immediately connected to blood pressure, but the relationship is direct and dangerous. When you lose too much fluid, your blood volume decreases. Your blood becomes thicker and harder to pump. To compensate, your blood vessels constrict, trying to maintain pressure with less fluid. This constriction raises your blood pressure significantly. Meanwhile, your heart struggles to push thickened blood through narrowed vessels. The symptoms sneak up on you. You might feel tired and attribute it to age. You notice darker urine, but think nothing of it. You develop headaches that you blame on stress. Meanwhile, your blood pressure is climbing, and you are at increased risk for dizziness, falls, and even more serious cardiovascular events. If you drink apple cider vinegar for its benefits, do it with plain water, and wait at least 4 hours before having any black tea. If you must have black tea, skip the vinegar that day entirely. And most importantly, increase your water intake significantly on days when you use either substance. When you separate these two and stay properly hydrated, everything changes. Your blood pressure stabilizes because your blood volume stays healthy. Your kidneys function properly. Your blood flows smoothly through vessels that maintain their proper tone. You feel more energetic because your body is not constantly fighting dehydration. And you protect yourself from the dizziness and confusion that come from a body starved for water. We have talked about 6 dangerous combinations that can spike your blood pressure when you are over 60. Licorice root and salt flood your system with sodium while draining potassium. Caffeine and cinnamon overstimulate your nervous system from 2 directions. Ginger and ginseng thin your blood while racing your heart. Turmeric and green tea create excessive stimulation throughout your body. Clove and basil disrupt your heart rhythm. And apple cider vinegar with black tea dehydrate you dangerously. The long-term benefit of avoiding these combinations goes beyond just better blood pressure readings, though that alone is significant. You are protecting your heart from unnecessary strain. You are giving your kidneys and liver a chance to function properly. You are maintaining steady energy without the crashes and spikes. And you are preserving your independence by keeping your cardiovascular system strong enough to carry you through the years ahead. May you be blessed with good health, clarity of mind, and the wisdom to care for your body with the respect it deserves. May all of us find the strength to make choices that serve us well. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Does this video relate to something you have experienced? Have you noticed blood pressure changes when mixing natural remedies? Share your story with us. Your experience might help someone else avoid a dangerous mistake. If there is a health topic you want us to cover, drop a comment and we will create a video on it soon. Before you go, remember that if you have existing heart conditions, kidney disease, or are taking blood pressure medications, talk with your doctor before making any changes to your diet or supplement routine. A quick conversation could save you from unexpected complications. Please hit that like button if this information was valuable to you. Share this video with friends or family members who might be mixing these ingredients without knowing the risks. And subscribe to Healthy Life so you can keep watching content like this. We are here to help you live your best years with strength, wisdom, and health. Thank you for spending this time with me today.